first.
Good evening. Once again, we're tracking a few isolated showers to the west, a little bit of high elevation snow to the north, but it is nothing compared to what is headed this way in the next 48 hours. Major storm system for the weekend. Now, those few showers are continuing to develop to the west and could produce a few light sprinkles, maybe 1/20th of an inch in town. Do not see a threat of thunder, but let's take a look at the watches and warnings. National Weather Service has lit the map up. Winter storm warning until 12 p.m. Sunday. Inside the pink zones, above 7,000 feet, we expect 15 to 25 inches as a major system is headed this way. Winter weather advisory till 6 a.m. Sunday. Quick check of the roads out there. You're fine along both passes, but you need to get through there tonight after news. Hour by hour at 6 p.m., 50 by the time you get to 9 p.m., 48 by midnight, 45. Live look outside at America's Mattress Tower Cam. Even now, we have cloud cover that is continuously building out there. We're going to have a full forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
Now, first on the Western Slope, you're watching KREX 5 News at 6 p.m.
It's Friday night and I feel all right, just like Montel Jordan said. We appreciate you tuning in to KREX 5 News. I'm Logan Wilbur.
And I'm Keisha Nasaf. A deal was made last night between the GVT drivers and the contract owner Transdev.
Bus drivers agreed to a deal which will increase wages between $1.85 and $2.25 per hour. There's also small increases in sick leave and an additional 8 hours in rollover sick time. This increase in pay does bring the pay up to $13.10 an hour, but that does still fall short of the union's request of $15 per hour. At the end of negotiations, the union felt they had to do what their drivers felt was best for their interests.
We came up with this is what we had to do, and we'll live to fight another day, I guess would be the best way to say it.
We reached out to Transdev for further comment, but have no update since they sent us the final proposal, which the ATU ended up agreeing on. Club 20 is currently in the middle of their winter policy committee meetings, and today's session included a whole discussion on transportation.
In addition to Club 20 and community members, the meeting also hosted 3 representatives from CDOT who discussed the future of transportation and one of the most pressing issues of all, funding.
Transportation is a huge priority for voters in Colorado.
No one knows this better than Club 20, who hosted a transportation panel during their winter policy committee meetings.
The policy committees are the lifeblood of the organization. This is where policy is derived or developed.
Besides amending and renewing Club 20 policies, the meeting also welcomed 3 very special guests, representatives from CDOT, including the new director, Shoshana Liu.
Having 3 of your CDOT representatives here at the Club 20 meetings, and especially our director for CDOT, was significant for the Western Slope.
The hot button issue was revenue and funding, especially in the wake of the midterm elections.
Last year we had 2 ballot initiatives that failed, so now we're trying to come up with different ways to fund transportation.
Senator Ray Scott is hoping to fix this issue with Senate Bill 51. Which would increase general fund funding for transportation.
We have extra revenue, almost $1 billion in revenue that came in this last year because the economy is doing so well.
And from there, CDOT could determine how the money goes to projects across the state. Those on the Western Slope have some ideas.
The 29 road project you probably heard about, we need to get that completed. We've got Highway 50 between here and Delta, which has almost become a roller coaster. We'd like to get that completed.
We've got to start, doing some heavy-duty construction or maintenance where we have on existing roads, because just patching a pothole isn't getting us where we need to go.
For only a few hours worth of discussions, Club 20 is content knowing that when it comes to transportation, their voices were heard.
We accomplished a lot today, and we'll be looking forward to what's the next step. Where do we go from here?
In addition to the meeting on transportation today, Club 20 also held sessions on tourism, healthcare, business, and broadband internet. More information on Senate Bill 51 can be found on the Colorado Legislature website. We'll include a link to that on westernslopenow.com. Over 200 people came out to give their input on a huge transportation project for Mesa County. Mesa County officials held a public meeting for residents to give their input on the proposed 29 road interchange. This would create a connection between Highway 50 and Interstate 70. The reasons for the interchange are large in number, such as better connecting the airport, keeping large vehicles off 2-lane roads, and providing better infrastructure for commercial development. to the north. The consensus concern for the public input involved how this plays into the county's future.
Continued issues on making sure that as we build this, we think about the community growing in and around this and around the airport.
The public will have further opportunities to give their input in May and June. Commissioner Rose Puglisi also spent this week in Washington, D.C. to seek federal funding for the completion of the 29 interchange.
Believe it or not, the Mesa County landfill is actually trying to keep trash out. Now, with the help of multiple tools and resources, the life of the landfill, which only has about 25 years left, could be extended. A machine called the Aero Vent punctures aerosol cans to drain oil-based paint and capture gas from cans, which then allows the cans to be recycled. The removed paint is also recycled. Other tools like bowl beaters crushes fluorescent lights and recycles the glass. The Reuse Center, you can go over there and drop off unfinished bottles of household items and cleaners, allowing someone else to reuse it.
And the ability to drain these aerosol cans and collect that oil-based paint is just one of the many tools that we have here that allows us to keep some, at least reduce some of the waste that is generated.
If you need to dispose of items similar to aerosol cans, the Hazardous Waste Collection Facility is open Thursday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Saturdays from 8 until 4:15.
Governor Polis is gearing up with lawmakers to change the mission of one of Colorado's biggest industries.
KREX 5's Ivan Fisher got to speak with some experts and those who hope this new idea becomes a law. Ivan, what do you got for us?
Well, oil and gas regulations will be coming to the state legislature soon. Those backing these reforms say they hope to shift the mission of oil and gas away from fostering the oil and gas business to make sure the oil and gas companies put you and the environment first. Governor Polis and Democratic lawmakers are preparing to change the role of oil and gas.
The Commission's mission is to prioritize the public health and safety of the people in Colorado over oil and gas development.
The reason the governor wants to change the priorities?
Wildlife corridors, air quality, the safety of residents.
The power to affect oil and gas regulations could potentially shift.
It allows for local governments to have a lot more authority to control the standards of oil and gas industry.
A resident of Battlement Mesa experiences life under state regulations.
When you smell something bad in the air, you can't help to think that there's toxins that you're breathing in.
It's not just the smell.
People complain about headaches. Their quality of life is diminished because of the numerous truck traffic, the dust, the noise. Industrial development does not belong next to a neighborhood.
But even as Democrats prepare to shift the mission of oil and gas,
race to impact. I'm very, very concerned about this bill, and I think it's going to be something that you should all take a look at very quickly and make your voices heard very, very quickly.
This might be the most sweeping oil and gas reforms in state history, but it won't become law without a fight. Now, so nothing is set in stone, but Governor Polis is expected to present the formal bill with other Democratic lawmakers today or the start of next week. First on the Western Slope, I'm Ivan Fisher for KREX 5 News.
Thank you, Ivan. Colorado Senator Michael Bennet is the co-sponsor of a bill looking to end federal prohibition of marijuana. It's also being called the Marijuana Justice Act. The act would remove marijuana from a list of controlled substances, making it legal at the federal level. Convictions for marijuana use and possession offenses would be thrown out under the Marijuana Justice Act. Through the use of federal funds, states would be incentivized to change their marijuana laws if they disproportionately affect low-income individuals and or people of color. Senator Michael Bennet called these changes long overdue, adding, quote, "It's past time we bring fairness and relief to communities that our criminal justice system has often left behind," end quote. All right, another Democrat announces the candidacy for the 2020 presidential race, adding to an already crowded field.
We'll have the full details in 60 seconds.
Nothing says spring like fresh flowers, so let's promote our spring travel deal on choicehotels.com like this. Earn one free night when you stay just twice this spring.
Allergies.
Or, bada book, bada boom.
Book now at choicehotels.com.
For 50 years, Cracker Barrel has been making folks feel right at home with meals like home-style country fried steak, grandma's sampler, and our signature chicken and dumplings. So come on home to what you love. Come on home to Cracker Barrel.
Oi, come on down to the Goat and Clover Tavern on Main Street. It's a great pub. They got a tasty menu, delicious bangers and mash, corned beef sandwich, fish and chips, burgers with twisty fried potatoes, and an exquisite whiskey bar. There's a little something for everyone. You can watch the game with your friends, relax at a cozy table, or join us on the patio for a Guinness. Celebrate the food, fun, and drink at the British Isles, right here on Main Street in Grand Junction. The Goat and Clover Tavern. There's the point waiting for you.
There's another horse in the 2020 race. Washington State Governor Jay Inslee announced he is running for president. Inslee makes 13 Democrats who have officially announced their candidacies.
Washington correspondent Alexandra Limon reports Republicans are reacting by calling the Democratic agenda a socialist agenda.
I'm Jay Inslee, and I'm running for president.
Before Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and the Green New Deal, there was Jay Inslee.
Climate change. Climate change. We need to defeat climate change. That's what I believe.
Jesse Lee with the Center for American Progress says while the Democratic governor of Washington State may not be a household name outside of the Pacific Northwest,
Jay Inslee has a really impressive career of being a leader on climate change in particular, but just kind of a very bold, articulate progressive.
Pollsters say climate change is a top issue for primary voters, and Inslee has perhaps the longest track record of addressing climate change. Another top issue for 2020 voters and candidates is health care.
I think there's a very shared goal in the Democratic field of trying to get to universal coverage and trying to address the health care cost issue.
Under the guise of Medicare for all and a Green New Deal.
At the annual Conservative Political Action Conference Friday, Vice President Mike Pence took on Inslee and the 12 other Democrats who have announced presidential campaigns.
A chorus of candidates and newly elected officials who have papered over the failed policies of socialism with bumper sticker slogans and slick social media campaigns.
At least a dozen more Democrats are still considering whether to run in 2020. In Washington, Alexandra Limon.
Chris Nation's got your
The sales event you've been waiting for is back. Hi everybody, Keith Lowell with Western Slope Auto. The annual Western Slope Auto 400 sales event is on now. Our goal to sell 400 cars, trucks, and SUVs by the end of February means incredible savings for you. Race into Western Slope Auto today and check out our huge selection of pre-owned imports, each inspected for your safety and peace of mind. And with prices starting under $10,000. The Western Slope Auto 400 going on now at Western Slope Auto, just a mile and a half west of Mesa Mall, and at westernslopeauto.com.
Navigating careers can feel like a chain of roadblocks and wrong turns. As a job seeker, you want more than a paycheck. As an employer, you want the right talent. If you're looking to discover your unique path to success, Talent Found can help you get there. Visit talentfound.org.
Treat your ears to music by the fabulous King and Trio at the Avalon Theater, Thursday, March 14th. Ticket proceeds go towards local scholarships and educational programs. Get your tickets by visiting the events page on westernslopenow.com.
We've got a friend suggestion.
Yeah, I know her. Vivian and Aiden were set to get married, but they never made it down the aisle.
Their dream wedding unraveled.
The night before the wedding, I panicked.
Obviously, it was more than cold feet.
You need to talk to her.
Now, can they find a way to retie the knot?
You will never be able to move on until you know.
You okay?
Not even a little bit, but I have to find out.
New God Friended Me, CBS Sunday after 60 Minutes.
KREX 5 Storm Team Weather is brought to you by Dr. Scott at the Asthma and Allergy Center of Western Colorado.
Good evening. Welcome back. So we've talked about how there's going to be a major storm system this weekend, but even in the short term, I have a few isolated showers just to the west of us, just like last night. The difference, not seeing as much instability. I don't expect any lightning or thunder out of these little isolated showers, but they look to roll into town in the next 90 minutes or so, producing some light rain. They could produce some light snow north of 70, but not nearly what we are looking at this weekend. Even now, you can see them just to the west. Clouds continuing to build, and the sun is probably gone for the most part for the next 3 days. Step out of the watches and warnings. National Weather Service has lit up most of western Colorado with a winter storm warning until 12 p.m. Sunday. Between now and then, up to 25 inches in western-facing slopes like the Aspen Resort could receive up to 30 or 35 inches, all depending on how the energy moves over the next 24 and 48 hours. Live look outside with America's Mattress Tower Cam. A few little waves of cumulus clouds. Those are the same ones that produce light showers and eventually become those huge thunderstorms. But because the instability isn't as strong, I only expect to be able to generate a few light showers here and there. 49 right now. Pressure is down. Humidity 77%. Light winds out of the northeast at 6. Temps ranging anywhere from the upper 40s all the way to the mid 50s. Winds all between 0 and 7 out there, and I expect they'll stay fairly light. Moisture content continuing to increase. A dew point here in town of 42 is a very moist environment. We go to the state, and you can see that there's a little bit of energy developing out west, a little bit of leftover from yesterday's up by Denver. Highs ranging anything from about 68 in Pueblo to 54 here. Even Gunnison got to 42, and they have to be enjoying that. They didn't get above 20 for almost 20 days. When we look at Burlington, the snow melt there got them up to about 53. You see the gaps that are occurring in the snowpack? That's actually a good thing. That means that it's not stuck as snow anymore. It's melted a bit with the warmer temps and gone back into the water cycle. Because of that, Drought Monitor has taken a huge chunk of the extreme away, now down to severe. In fact, that's the largest reduction I've seen in a very long time. Let's go wide. Second little wave coming through is actually from the storm system off the edge of Oregon. But if you look at California, that is a subtropical jet. It's a fancy way of saying a narrow corridor of strong winds pumping in the moisture. And as we talked yesterday, we are the battleground between a strong cold front to the north and the warm, moist air surging from the south. It does look like the warm air will continue to win till we get towards Sunday morning. That's when some of that cold air will sneak in. That's about our only chance in the valley to wind up with a dusting, and maybe a couple of inches in Montrose. But that cold air has got a really hard fight against that warm, moist air. So let's take a look at the model run, show you what it's projecting. Multiple pockets of low pressure and the storm system itself mean the next 3 days are cloudy, full of moisture. Showers in the valleys, tons of snow in the high country, and it lingers all the way to Monday morning. Then we get a break Monday into Tuesday before another system at the edge of your screen there comes rolling in for Wednesday. Let's take a look at the model runs as well as the projections. First, high resolution rapid refresh shows isolated showers developing, matching what we've seen on the radar. Take a look at our own futurecast. I'm going to slide out a bit to show you, get the full picture here. Watch that. That right there is a jet streak, and that is what is going to produce the 20 to 25 inches in the high country and lingers all the way through Sunday into Monday. When we take a look at the snow projector, look at these numbers that are coming out of it. Aspen, 20 inches, 22 now. Gunnison, 12, 15 in Glenwood Springs, 11 in Rifle. In Montrose, it is trying to give you 5 inches of snow by the time we get to Tuesday. Now, for those of us here in Grand Junction, this looks to be mostly a rainy event. So as we take a look at it, ½ inch for us, 1/3 of an inch of showers for Montrose, all look to be very reasonable in the next 24 to 48 hours as the system pulls through. Tonight, we're going to see overnight lows in the mid to upper 30s to 25 in Gunnison. Tomorrow, we're going to get to 49, mostly cloudy, stormy day. 80% chance of showers anytime after 10 a.m. We see those highs in the upper 40s to low 50s. And as you've asked, I'm going to give you a little longer look at these 7 days. Montrose, 47, 44, 41, 46. The best day of all will be Tuesday because we will be between storm systems. Grand Junction, 49, 44, 42, 48. Tuesday's the day to do anything outdoors with sunshine. That is the only day that is between the storm systems. Get ready for a very wet weekend. Let's take a look.
There's a reason people keep saying Rib City has the best barbecue in town. Whether you're having a family outing, corporate events, birthday party, or just don't want to hassle cooking, Rib City will have it ready for you. Rib City.
Want to hit the jackpot? Now would be a great time because Mega Millions jackpot is at $267 million and Powerball is at $348 million.
Attention job seekers, come check out the Career Connections Fair Thursday, March 7th at Colorado Mesa University. Explore careers that are open to you both locally and nationally. This fair is open to all students, alumni, and members of the community who are searching for employment, and it's all free. Come to the University Ballroom from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. For parking information as well as career fair details, call 248-1404. The 2019 Career Connections Fair at Colorado Mesa University, brought to you by KREX and KFQX. 100 people from 20 different countries will share the stage for a once-in-a-lifetime performance. Up With People is back in Grand Junction, Saturday, March 9th. Come experience their worldwide known show starting at 4 p.m. Ticket proceeds benefit local organizations CASA, The House, and Mesa County Partners. Get yours by visiting upwithpeople.org/Grand Junction. Brought to you by KREX5 and Fox 4.
These 9/11 veterans are just a few of the heroes we serve at Homes for Our Troops. We build specially adapted homes, and thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us too in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
KREX5 News Sports is brought to you by the Joe Reed Team at RE/MAX 4000. For a free home evaluation, visit thejoereedteam.com.
Tonight, the regular season closes for the CMU men's and women's basketball teams. Just one more game at Bronson Arena before the postseason begins. The Mavs will honor 10 seniors on the two squads, 6 on the guys' side and 4 on the gals. The ladies already have a senior season accomplishment in their belt. They have clinched the outright RMAC regular season title and will have home court advantage throughout the RMAC tournament, beginning with the quarterfinals on Tuesday. Their 22-3 record is the best for any Mavs team since 2014, when they went 30-2 and reached the South Central Regional title game. The guys have an 18-9 record coming into their final matchup of the regular season. They are guaranteed a playoff spot, but need to win tonight and get some help in the final day of the season to clinch a home game in the tournament. It helps that the men's opponent, Western State Colorado, is the worst team in the conference with a 6-21 record so far. Right now, the women are in action for Bronson. You can see the score there. This is pretty unexpected, down 30-18 with just seconds left in the second quarter. We'll keep you updated on that score tonight. The guys will begin at 7:30 p.m. right after the senior night festivities wrap up. We will have highlights of both games tonight at 9 and 10 o'clock. In Collegiate Division II wrestling, the two Mavs wrestlers headed to the NCAA Championships next week in Cleveland, Ohio, officially know their opponents. Today, seniors Jason Burr and Eduardo Pena were placed into their respective brackets for the national championship bouts. Pena at 141 pounds won the South Central Regional Championship last week in Kearney, Nebraska, while Jason Burr finished third at 165 pounds. It is Burr's third straight year qualifying for nationals. No national championship for him yet, though. He's looking to add to his 110 match wins in his career as a Maverick. Pena's first bout will be against Danny Swan of Lindenwood at 141, and at 165, Burr will face up against Stan Philippek of McKendree. National championships begin a week from today, March 8th through the 9th in Cleveland, Ohio. The Denver Broncos announced they're keeping around a big part of their offense for at least one more year. This week, the Broncos exercised their team option to keep Emmanuel Sanders on the roster throughout the 2019 season. The 31-year-old wide receiver is still battling an Achilles injury that sidelined him for the second half of last season. Sanders will make slightly more than $10 million in his last year and will be a free agent following next season. Sanders also looks like he knows next season will be his last in the orange and blue, tweeting, quote, "My contract reads, one last ride. Coach said it's happening. Let's make it a great one." And good news for the Colorado Avalanche and their fans. The Avs are back for now in the NHL playoff picture with just 18 games left in the regular season. They won a 6-round shootout last night against the Vancouver Canucks, giving the Avs 68 points and tying the Minnesota Wild for the second and final wildcard spot in the Western Conference. Still a lot of work to be done, though. There are 6 teams within 5 points of a wildcard spot. It's going to be nice and crowded there, the Avs in San Jose tonight against the high-scoring Sharks. That's your sports segment. We'll be right back.
over 30 years, Denver Mattress has been crafting factory direct mattresses with innovative design and unrivaled quality, improving the sleeping lives of millions of people one night at a time. For a better tomorrow tonight, check out the Summit Queen, only $189.99. And save big on our entire lineup of Doctor's Choice mattresses. Or get a free $300 Furniture Row gift certificate when you purchase any Tempur-Pedic, plus 4 years no interest. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right mattress.
Hello, I'm Pamela Krebs, owner of Pinnacle Hearing Aid Center. I'd like to invite you to come in and experience the difference in hearing health care. You'll get the best prices and the highest quality of service every day, all day. I offer a variety of products to help you hear your best in every situation. Supplies, hearing protection, hearing aids, even captioned telephone. Please give me a call to schedule an appointment so that I can help you with all of your hearing health care needs. I love ears.
It's where you work. It's where you play. It's where you live. It's your community. And we're proud to be a part of it.
At KREX5, we are dedicated to putting the Western Slope first.
Bringing you stories on issues that impact your daily lives.
So you can make the most out of your life on the Western Slope.
KREX5, first on the Western Slope.
Who said having your head in the clouds was a bad thing? That's where the best views are. Take in a bird's eye view of our beautiful town with a Valley Cam, only on KREX5 and Fox 4. Brought to you by America's Mattress.
It's Women's Month, and the Grand Junction VA is here to talk about all the services that they offer to women. More on that next on Fox 4. Back to the desk.
All right, and we got a Women's Special Month.
Right, it is
Women's Special Month. Women's Month special coming up as well.
March is Women's History Month, so very excited about that. It's March 1st, so officially we just kicked it off today. So very pumped about that.
Woo! All right. All right, stay tuned for 10. We got a lot of sports highlights coming up, a lot of weather to talk about. We'll see you then.